Hey folks, JD here. And today on this absolutely freezing morning, we're going to be taking up, yes, the MJX Blue Bugs 3. Okay, so this is the Drocon's version. Essentially, it's got Drocon on the transmitter. Apart from that, it's exactly the same bird. So I'm just going to be referring to it as what her actual name is, which is the MJX Bugs 3. So we're going to take her up. I've got the 1080p action cam attached to her as well. We're going to take her up. We're going to fly her around. We're going to see exactly what we can get out of her. I know this is going to be excellent. I've flown Bugs 3 a few times, and this is just absolutely going to be perfect. First time flying this one though. All right then, folks. Let's take her up. Okay, let's get all this plugged in. So my hand is on the unlock button when you turn on the transmitter. Plug in the quadcopter, all lights immediately go solid. Now she's ready to unlock and take up. Before we do, with the motor still locked, I'm going to turn on this new camera. Now you could have probably noticed that the ground isn't iced, isn't as frosty as it was in the first part of this video. That is because this is on a separate day. The wind is howling today. This is a totally separate day. I'm taking this up because yesterday when I took this originally up, my action cam failed. So even though I had a great footage of line of sight, I had no action cam footage. So I same dayed a new camera from Amazon, and I'm hoping that is looking to be recording. Let me just double check. I'm just a little bit paranoid that once again, no, that's going to be okay. Right. So my friends, we're going to take to the sky with this Bugs. Now if you've never... Ooh, ready, here we go. And up she goes. Now if you've never flown a Bugs before, or a Bugs 3, it doesn't have altitude hold. That's just how good the motors are at keeping her level. They are very, very well balanced motors, and they are the right type of motors for the shape and the size of this quad. All too many times you have manufacturers that build big aerial quads like this, and then they put ridiculous motors in them and they just about power them off the ground. Now this thing is more than powerful enough to take to the sky, hold itself there, and in wind as well. Now these motors are brushless. Oh, listen to that, cutting through that wind. Now the best thing about the Bugs 3, well, I tell you what, before I say the best things about it, let's look at what it's got and what you can have for your money. Ooh, that's a nice little bit of breeze acting on her there. So what you've got in the Bugs 3 is you've got distance, right? You've got brushless motors, you've got distance of up to 300 to 500 meters this can be piloted from. You've also got, and it's an action cam holder, so obviously you can put an action cam on the underside of it like I have. You can also, oh, listen to that, bright LEDs so you can see exactly where this thing is going. It is a bit of a heavy bird, coming in at over 250 grams. I think it's about 490, I think the full shebang is, and that's without the camera. So once you add the camera, it's going to be over 500. You've also got fantastic bright LEDs for orientation. Oh, come on, little guy. I'm just letting the breeze take him. Obviously I've got full control, but I'm just letting the breeze take him just so that you can see exactly how well those motors can actually hold it. It's an incredibly versatile copter. Now there are a couple of downsides with it, but before I get to those, what other quadcopters do you know that you have brushless motors, can be flown for 300 to 500 meters, is an action cam carrier, so that means you can use your GoPros, you can use your GoPro compatibles like I've got in this. You've got so many different options with this thing. Brushless motors as well, for under, at the minute, on Amazon's price at the time of recording this, for under 80 quid. I think I paid 58 because I had a voucher to use, but if I didn't have the voucher, it would have come to 64. That is, I think that's astounding. That is why I have spent out and I bought this. Quite simply, I love doing that. A bit of yaw, a bit of roll, and then as it turns on, just throttle up. And that's it. She just takes off like a bat out of hell. Yeah, just an absolutely fantastic copter. Really, 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 really good. That gives you power when you need it, that if you don't want to use power, you don't have to. You know, this is a quadcopter that you control all aspects of it. It isn't computerized, it's very basic in its construction. You know, it doesn't have altitude hold, it doesn't have a barometer, obviously. It hasn't got GPS. Literally, you are in control. You set its height, you hold its height. You set its cornering when it moves. You know, everything about this, you set. You know, that is the thing that I love about it. These very technical quads are great, but every now and again, I just want one like this, where I'm in control. Oh, this is, and today, this wind that we've got is 16 miles an hour at its gust, and I tell you what, this thing is just delivering in spades. And I'm not even, as you can see by my right thumb, I'm not even fully open. I'm about 80%. So this quad can give me more should I need it, but I don't need it, so I'm not going to use it. Now obviously, if you do use this at full chat, you are going to find that the battery's going to run out, and this is where lies my main bugbear with it. Haha, no pun intended. Clearly it was. Now my main bugbear with it is that obviously, as it hasn't got any GPS, when this battery starts to run low, when the cells start to deplete, this transmitter is going to make the most god-awful beeping sound. Now what you've got to do there is quickly bring it home, as quick as you like. Now what you will find as well is when you do that, if the battery does run dead, if you're too far away, the quad will just fall out of the sky. There's no return to home, there's no, it'll hold it there for you and just slowly land it, it'll just fall. Now yesterday, that's exactly what happened to me. In the other video I shot of this, and it just fell out of the sky. And it's okay, I wasn't high, I was probably about 8 foot, but it fell out of the sky, and again, this is down to the build quality of it, it just bounced. Everything was fine. Structurally, she's perfect, there is no damage to her whatsoever. But I tell you what, if you do want a good quad for a cheap price, I honestly believe at the time of recording this, if you're watching it a year or two down the line, then don't be leaving me comments saying, oh, it's not now. But I do believe that this is the best quad that you can get for under 100 quid, under 80 quid. I'm going to lower that bracket again. This really is a fantastic quad. Again, these are my configurations as I'm moving her. You know, you can flip her around, the wind takes her, as you just saw there, and then you can just get it back because you have the power to do that. You know, it gives you that option. And here we go, there's the god-awful beeping. Luckily, those LEDs, look how bright those LEDs are. They are so bright, you can see them from quite a distance. Now, what I'm going to do in this, because of this wind and because of those motors are extremely powerful, I am just going to land her at a safe distance away from myself. I'm not going to bring her back to my landing pad. So I'm just going to bring her down gently, and then just slowly, just because of she's got those huge landing sprigs as well. It gives you a bit more scope for landing. Now the motors are spinning. Do not go any further than this, about 1.5 meters, 2 meters away, and then press and hold to lock the motors, and that's it. Motors have stopped. Oh, shut up! The motors have stopped, and now you can safely approach and pick her up, and that's it. And now my action cam. Oh no! Oh, it was recording. Perfect. 7 minutes and 18 seconds. So this battery is rated between 10 and 15. Now let's look at the environmental factors against this battery. Up to a gust of 16 mile an hour today here. And she's going to be fighting that, obviously, as well as you keeping your hand quite high on the throttle to make sure she gets through the wind as well. That's also going to eat up battery time. So all in all, this is a brand new battery. I've only done one flight. This is the second flight I've done with her so far. So one yesterday, one today, and she's at 7 minutes, and I can't remember the exact figure I said, 7 minutes and 20 I'm going to say. Now, over time, I'm going to exercise this battery. When I said a little while ago that the Bug 3 Mini comes out with me, is my regular coming out copter that comes out with me every single week. I'm now going to swap it for this, and I'm going to see exactly over time how much battery life I can get out of this. I'm pretty confident I can get 12 out of the standard battery. That's what I'm shooting for, that's what I'm going to do, that's exactly what I am aiming for. I just think it's a fantastic copter, I really do. And obviously, if you have got a different mount for your camera, you can alter this mount here and put in a different one. But obviously do be careful if you do that. It is going to alter how the quadcopter flies and the weight that it carries and the battery life, a few other factors. But all in all, folks, this is most definitely a win for this guy. Absolutely 100%. I can't say enough good things about it. And the transmitter is the MJX Bugs transmitters have never been anything better than that, unless you go for the enterprise levels, of course, the 5 and the 3 and stuff like that. But honestly, you don't need anything more than this. It feels absolutely like trash, but everything works. It responds well. You've got range with it. You've got a damn good antenna. Do you know what I mean? And things like that mean more than how this feels. Honestly, it is worth its weight in gold, quite simply because it works, and it works very, very well. The whole package together is just absolutely fantastic. You know, I mean, what is there not to like about that? I think it's brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Obviously, Action Cam is sold separately. But there we go, folks. If you want to find out more information, the link is in the description. I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD, you've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.